Hello friends, welcome to TechCube GATE classes. My name is Professor Vivek Singh Rathore and I am taking Signals and Systems subject in these video lectures. I have taken almost 3 video lecture and I have completed the basic operations on elementary signals. Some portion was left in the last lecture which I will complete now. So there are some operations like time shift scaling and time reversal on unit step and ramp signal, and what are the effects when we do differentiation and integration on these elementary signals. What will be the effect? We will find out it. So let's get started with our first thing, that see when we do the operations time scaling and time reversal, okay, in signals such as unit step and ramp, what happens, and in our unit impulse what happens. So let's do it one by one. First we'll do in unit steps, okay. Unit step signal is there, okay. I think this t is equal to 0. This is unit step signal. When we do unit time scaling, so what happens actually, because as you know, when we do time scaling, we just divide by all time domain, that part with a, okay, that is a scaling factor. Here also we'll do that same, and then the signal will be like this only. So there will be nothing change in both signals are equal. So there is nothing happens when we do time scaling to a unit step signal. First point to be noted down, okay. Second, if you do time reversal also, what happens? This is our UT signal. When we do time reversal on unit step signal, it becomes U minus T. So you know, when we do time reversal, what we do is just we need to rotate it across 180-degree line. That is means across 180-degree axis, across our y-axis actually. So here what happens, it becomes like this signal, and this is 1, t is equal to 0. So you can see the change in time reversal. So there is an absolute change, no problem with that. So now we'll do these operations on ramp signal. So let's plot first our ramp signal. This is, I think, at t is equal to 0, there is a change of slope, okay. So this is called as ramp signal, and it is represented as r of t, okay. Now what we can do is, if we have to shift r t minus not shifting, actually we need to do time scaling, so we need to do rat. Then what will happen actually, what will happen, it will look like this only. The slope will change for it is, if slope is 1, then it will be a. How come it happens? So let's check. Actually when mathematically we will see rt, so you will look like it is a slope mt plus c. M is 1 maybe, if you calculate here, you will look like m is equal to 1 and c is equal to 0. So it will look like rt is equal to t for t is greater than 0, and it is 0 for t is less than 0. This is basically ramp signal, okay. Now what you can do, if you need to do r of at, then actually what you are doing, you are doing t changes to at. So wherever t is there, you need to change. So at is there for at greater than 0, and 0 for t is at is less than 0. So this you can simplify it as rat, okay, for equal to at, t is greater than 0, because at is greater than 0, t is greater than 0, no problem. And then you can do it as t is less than 0, 0. So now rat is this, rat is this is the thing. See, now it came m is equal to a, means what? Means the slope will be changes from 1 to a. So what will be the scaling factor? That will be your the slope. Now let's suppose your magnitude scaling it. Okay, so earlier what we were doing time scaling. Time scaling means we have done t is tending to 80. Now what we are doing, we are just multiplying some scaling factor in front, so that is called magnitude scaling. Okay, so magnitude scaling may, if rt is t, t greater than 0, 0, t is less than 0, if we multiply a in front of it, what we'll get, a into rt is equal to a into t for t is greater than 0, 0 for t is less than 0. Is it not the same thing which we have done, calculated for r of 80? If you find the same thing, then you can conclude as, when an ramp signal is time scaled, it is same equal to magnitude scale of ramp signal. That is, uh, r, this is our rt. Okay, at t is equal to 0, this is called as rt. And now when you time scale, you need to change the slope, and the slope will be the scaling factor rat. So the scaling slope will be a. And when we do magnitude scaling of rt, means a into rt, you, what you need to do, basically you need to change the slope only. Change of slope will be in front of rt. Okay, so here also change of slope is there. So uh, ultimately what you have concluded, that magnitude scaling of a ramp signal and time scaling is always same. Okay, but where you will find difference, let's see. Let's suppose time scaling of time reversal of ramp signal. So when we'll do r of minus t, what will happen? Actually your r of t was like this, and now you are calculating for r of minus t, you will get r of minus t like this. This is actually a time reversal. So maybe you can tell it as, you have time scaled it with a is equal to -1. You can tell it. So the formula or the thing which we have concluded here doesn't satisfy for negative. Okay, so you cannot tell it as r of -2t will be same as equal to -2 of rt. It won't, because see, r of -2t, what we'll do, see, r of t is this. Okay, r of 2t will be like this with the slope 2. Okay, r of 2t, and change will be here, means r of -2t. Okay, okay, but here I think, now when you plot is as -2 into rt, what you will get, see, rt is there. Okay, minus, I think 2 into rt first will plot. So this slope will be 2 into 2 into rt, and now you'll have to do it with minus, means magnitude scaling with minus. So what will happen, it will just plot it like this. Okay, it will plot it like this. This is called -2 rt. So you can understand that -2 of rt and r of -2t, this one is entirely different. So we can conclude it as r of -at doesn't equal to -a of rt. Okay, but normal r of at can be written as a into r of t. This two thing you need to just understand the concept. Okay, so now we'll see time reversal and time scaling property effect on unit impulse signal. So let's get started. Unit impulse signal, it is represented as almost like this: t is equal to 0, and it is mathematically represented as delta t is equal to is equal to 0 for t is not equal to 0, and is not equal to 0 for t is equal to 0. This is delta t. Okay, now what we can do is we can implement, and for second thing, if you need to calculate it, delta t dt, you will get it as 1. Okay, so this seeing this stroke property, we can see what are the effect of time scaling and time reversal. So see, first we'll see time reversal. Okay, so see, delta t is nothing but like this, t is equal to 0. Okay, and if you see delta of minus t, you will get the same thing, because the same reversal will happen at t is equal to 0 only. It is there. So there is absolutely no change when we do time reversal property on unit impulse signal. Okay, then now we need to see what is the effect of time scaling. So if you do delta t to delta of, let's suppose scaling factor is b. Okay, so bt, what will happen? Actually this is delta t, t is equal to 0. Okay, and this is area. Okay, the amplitude is area. So what will happen? It will be t is equal to 0 only, but the area will be changed to 1 by b. Okay, what will be the scaling factor? That 1 by b area will come. How it came? So let's see. Actually what happens, we'll take an example, because unit impulse signal can be generated from many signals. That's why it is called as generalized signal. So first we will see from, let's see from a rectangular pulse how we can generate our unit impulse signal. So let's see, we have taken signal from here to here. It will be minus a by 2 to a by 2, and okay, and it is 1 by a. So as you can see it as whenever we are tending limit a tending to 0. Okay, a tending to 0, what will happen? Minus a by 2 minus 0, it will come minus 0, means at t is equal to 0, and 1 by 0 is infinite, है ना? So this signal, when we will do limit a tending to 0, means whenever a will be reduced, then this signal will appear as impulse signal. Okay, so like same way you can do from triangular pulse also. Wherever height and width are inversely proportional, you can get your impulse signal. That is why it is called as generalized function, because it can be calculated from or it can be generated from many other signals. But now what we are doing is, see, this is your impulse signal. Ultimately, when limit a tending to 0, this signal will be there, then you will get your impulse signal, that is delta of t. Okay, now what we want to see is, we need to calculate delta of bt, scaling factor. So let do it once again. And you know, whenever we do time scaling, so we need to just divide the scaling factor by all these values. So we'll do it, this is minus a by 2, so minus a by 2 into b. Just you have divided a by 2 into b. Okay, and the magnitude will remain the same. Now see here, what was the area? You can calculate half into base into height. Okay, half base is what, it is not a triangular, only base into height we can do area. So base width is minus a by 2 overall a, into height is there 1 by a. So 1 by a, this is, so area was 1. It was an impulse signal and area was 1. Okay, now just calculate this signal area. So you will get it as minus a by 2b plus a by 2b, means a by b you will get, and height is 1 by a, so 1 by a you will get, answer is 1 by b. So what we have concluded is, whenever in impulse signal we are doing just a time scaling property of scaling factor b, you are getting area as 1 by b. Okay, so that is why I told you, whenever we'll do delta bt, you will get the area as 1 by b into delta t, because in front of impulse signal you generally write the area of that signal. Okay, I told you earlier also, see, just be clear, first unit step signal. Okay, in front of unit step, whatever is magnitude, that step change, it represent that step change. Okay, step change value is represented by the magnitude in front of your ut. Whenever rt is written in front of this, some magnitude is there, that represent slope change. Okay, slope change is there that you can see in front of this, and whenever whatever magnitude is in front of delta t, that represent area change. Okay, so area will be represented in front of this. So delta bt represent delta t signal only, just area is changed to 1 by b, है ना? So this you can, I think you can conclude by time scaling what happens. Okay, see now if you do magnitude scaling, what will happen? Magnitude scaling of impulse signal, impulse signal. Okay, okay, so let's do something. I think a into I think a not b into delta t. What we'll do first, our impulse signal was there at t is equal to 0, and what we have done, we have magnitude we have multiplied with our unit impulse signal. You will get the area here it as b. Okay, so so here you'll get your area equal to b, because you know that whatever multiply is there or magnitude is there in front of delta t, that will be giving us area. So magnitude scaling, if you do magnitude scaling of impulse signal, you'll get the area. You'll actually multiply, or you'll do scaling with that area. So if we have multiplied b, so you'll get the area is equal to b, and this is, it shows area only. Okay, so now I think you can write it down as delta of bt is equal to 1 by b of delta t. But as you know that there is no effect of time reversal on delta t. So when you will do delta of minus bt, then also you will get 1 by b of delta t. That means that whatever your scaling factor will be there, okay, plus or minus, you will get the magnitude as positive only. So this relation can be proved. Okay, so this relation you should know, you should understand better, in a better way. Okay, so I think that was for time scaling and time reversal for both all type of signal. We have seen unit impulse, unit step, and unit ramp also. Now one thing is there, see, whenever we do multiply any signal with our unit impulse, what happens actually? See, let's suppose one signal is there, let's suppose this is there, and we do multiply ft with delta t. Suddenly we'll do multiply with t is equal to 0 delta t. What happens if we multiply any signal with delta t? Suddenly what happens, because see, multiplication means all other part will be multiplied with this, and at t is not equal to 0, this is equal to 0, the all values are 0, so nothing will happen. At t is equal to 0 only, this value exists. So this value will exist at t is equal to 0 only, the point will exist whatever ft is there. But ft, which value? At t is equal to 0. So mathematically you can write it as ft into delta t will be equal to f not 0, because ft now it will exist for only t is equal to 0 into delta t. Okay, so this value you should remember, or I can write it out down as ft whenever it is multiplied by delta t minus a, whatever a may be. Okay, so it will exist, the function will exist for f of a only. Okay, f of a only for delta t minus a. Okay, it can be represented as ft is there. Okay, ft is there, and it is going on like this. It is multiplied by delta t minus a, so t is equal to a, the signal is there, so the signal will exist at t is equal to a only, and the value is f not fa. Okay, so fa into delta t minus a, this you can calculate it down. So many questions in GATE, this question have been asked with respect to this formula only, so you must understand and you can solve it as. Now last property which we need to see is differentiation and integration of signals. If you see our elementary signals, differentiation and integration, what happens to them? Okay, so there is a close relation between one and each one. Okay, so we'll need to see it as, see, uh, if you see ramp signal, this is our ramp signal, this is RT. Okay, and when we see our unit step signal, this is our unit step signal 1 UT. Okay, so if you see RT, it will be equal to M of T. Okay, M of T, you can see MT plus C was already there. Let's see, it is MT plus C, maybe some C values there, we constant will be. When we do differentiation with ramp signal, what get you'll get M only. Okay, just you need to do differentiation, you'll get d by dt is equal to d by dt RT is equal to M. M is nothing but a magnitude or any value. Okay, let's suppose two values there, it was 2t plus c, so answer is 2 only. So it is a just a value. Okay, and it is lying from t after t is greater than 0, so it will be like this. Okay, M value is there, so M is constant, and it will appear after t is equal to 0 only, and it will be like this. So and the value will be M only, where the value will be M. So what we can calculate it as, you can see the differentiation of ramp signal, you will get a unit step signal. Okay, unit step or step signal of magnitude M. So first thing what we have concluded is the differentiation of ramp signal will get a step signal. Okay, so ut is nothing but d by dt of RT, this first equation which we have got now. Okay, now what will happen, if you do unit step only, let's suppose unit step signal is there, and ut is equal to nothing but some values are there, and so this is a unit step signal, and when you see our ramp signal delta t is equal to at t is equal to 0, some values there, and if you mathematically write it down as equal to 0 for t is not equal to 0, and is not equal to 0 for t is equal to 0, when we integrate it, when we integrate our impulse signal, you will get a constant value, that is 1. Okay, so here what we get is, when we integrate our unit impulse signal, you will get it as step signal. So there is a change, there is a link between all these signal, means if you do d by dt of RT, you will get a unit step signal, but when you will do d by dt of unit step signal, you will get a impulse signal. So there is a relation between them. Okay, this you need to see it. Okay, so these all relation can be explained, these question, many questions are asked on these relations also. So let's do one question for practicing, and then you can practice by your own, and the questions which you find difficulty, you can write it down in comment section, or you can contact us. So see, let's see one question. This question is there, and we need to calculate or find integral of that. Okay, so one question we'll see, and there is a impulse signal. Okay, let at t is equal to -4, the value is 5. Okay. And at t is equal to -1, the value is -8. At t is equal to -1. Okay, and at t is equal to 2, the value is 3. At t is equal to 2, this much values are given, and you have to find the integral of the signal. Now see, these questions are based on the relation which we have discussed. So as you know, this is a impulse signal, and impulse signal integral, if you do, you will get unit step signal. Okay, so step signal you will get. So from there you can calculate it as unit step signal you will get. So whatever there is a step change or variation is there, whatever quantity is there, that much step change will happen. So let's see, at t is equal to -4, at t is equal to -4, you have to do step change of 5. So there is a, at t is equal to -4, there is a step change of 5. Okay, so we can do it as like this. This value will be 5, and this will go on, go on, go on, go on, up till when it will go on. At t is equal to -1, there is a step change of 8 values are there. Okay, 8 values minus 8 means it will be downward, and it will be 8 step change will be there. So let's do at t is equal to -1, there will be a step change of 8. So already if you calculate here, 5 step change are in positive disha direction, and then 3 in negative. Overall 8 step change will happen. So -3 will happen, and it will go on, like go on up till when it will go on. It will go on till at t is equal to 2, there is a step change of 3. So at t is equal to 2, it will go on at t is equal to 2. Okay, there is a step change of 3, so it will go 3. Okay, so this is the integral of this signal. How we can do it, because how we have done it, because as you know, the integral of unit impulse is unit step, and these values are shown. These value are representing the step change. So we can plot it down, and we can all write it also, like here 5u of t plus 4. Okay, and then minus of 8 u t plus 1, and then plus 3 u t minus 2. So 5 plus 3 8 minus 8 0. Total finite signal is there, finite duration signal, and this you can plot. So either way of graphical or in mathematical, you can plot it down. So this was the integral signal, and this was the relation. So this was it for this lecture. From next lecture, we'll deal with what are the classifications of signal, because already we have read many operations performed on elementary signals. Now we'll go for classification of signals, and then classification of systems. So from next lecture we'll do it. So for this lecture, this much only. Till then, tata, bye bye, see you, have a good day.